Hello, everyone. I am Ben Woshinski, president of the USTA Association, and I am super excited to be here for the grand final match of the 2018 USTA Open. This is the final match of the 2018 season for online play for TAC, and so we're going to be seeing the two almost by definition best players going up against each other here for the shot at the champion title and beautiful prize from Wormwood. The two players we have playing today are NohatCoder and fwwwwwibib. NohatCoder has gone virtually, well, actually undefeated this season. He has had a single tie in the entire season. So he's definitely going to be a tough one to beat. But fwwwwwibib also, if we go over to the bracket from our finals here, you can see that NohatCoder, he has a very clear, started at the top of the winner's bracket, and he went straight through undefeated all the way to the final. But also, if you take a look, fwwwwwibib started at the very high-seeded position as well, and he won all the way up until he faced NohatCoder in the finals of the winner's bracket. At which game NohatCoder won, and then fwwwwwibib was knocked down to the loser's bracket, where he faced off against Archvenison, who fwwwwwibib beat. So now we get to see it's basically a rematch of that winner's bracket final in the grand final here between NohatCoder and fwwwwwibib. And just before we jump into the game, which looks like the players are about ready, I do have to also say I'm very pleased to have a co-commentator joining me, Bill Layton, who's the author of the tax strategy book. Bill, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, thanks for having me today. Hello, everyone.
I'm super glad to have you here. It's going to be nice to have someone to tell me when I'm missing something on the board.
Always good to have someone to bounce ideas off of, too.
Absolutely. So from what I can see, it looks like the players are all set in game. Looks like NohatCoder is going to be getting white in the first game. So if we're all set to go, Bill, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to give the players the go-ahead, and we can jump right into this grand final match.
Yeah, definitely ready to see where they take this today. Both excellent players. I've played both of them. And, I mean,
yeah,
there's a reason they're the top, so.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to see kind of a standard opening here with the even split of the board?
I expect the first game to go like that, definitely. I think Nohat, as white, I think he's probably going to be a little more defensive in the first game. And then I expect the second game to be a little more, I guess, off book.
Okay, interesting. And that's interesting that you'd expect defensiveness when he's got white.
Yeah, the times I've played him, definitely takes advantage of that tempo lead by white to place a wall where you wouldn't normally, as black, have the opportunity to
gotcha. All
put
right,
something down like that.
So we're seeing exactly like we kind of both thought here, that the adjacent corners and then an even split right down the board.
Yeah. Now the D1 is interesting. I was expecting more of a D5 play there. So already taking the edge connection instead of the center. I think that's going to be an interesting play further out.
Gotcha. Yeah, and of course, fwwwwwibib, then he takes advantage of that with taking that D5.
And so now I'm expecting a capstone in response, maybe E3.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking also.
E4 would give a little bit more relevance, but also closer to white's capstone. So.
Yep. Yeah, either one of those is a likely capstone location. I'd agree.
And surprises both of us.
Indeed. And now that's a tack threat already. NohatCoder gets to make the first threat. Hasn't had to kind of concede anything.
Yeah. And then that's just a what I call an in-rush there, just a capture and then immediately replacing that capture with a stone.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, fwwwwwibib does a capture down, and then we get the flat from Nohat. And there's the capstone.
Yeah, now C5 down.
Right.
And yep, the nice deputy there. That's going to be.
Yes, and also gives
that's going to be a powerful
that
play there.
hard cap.
Yeah. And it's been pretty quick so far. I mean,
Yeah,
not a
very
whole
quick
lot of
play.
thinking on this, even though it's gone a little bit, I guess, off book already. Just still just hammering through it.
Yeah, and I definitely would not interpret this as defensive play from Nohat.
No.
All right, Fwib committing with a wall up at the top there.
I expect e6 or e5.
No.
He's just going to
Oh,
develop his own
A3.
threat. Okay. But now he
Yeah.
has to do either e6 or some sort of capture here.
Yeah, well, bringing that wall into it.
And now it looks like NoHat's just going to try and work around that wall.
Yeah, he's ready to
e6 next.
he's ready to
It's going to be
smash that
attack
thing.
threat. Yeah.
I'm guessing here that Fwib I think is going to be he's going to have to commit that hard cap and probably use that defensively. All right, we do see e6 from Fwib, and then e5 immediately from Nohat. There's very little hesitation from either player here.
Now Fwib can step that wall over onto the D file there and have it be
Yeah,
pretty
that.
safe for a couple turns, but then I expect. Yep,
Yep,
there it
there you
goes.
go.
But then NoHat's probably just going to fill that place right back in, or maybe even a b6.
Yeah, I was just looking at that b6, and then he's most of the way to a vertical threat. Oh, real crooked lines on my part there. Sorry.
Okay.
Real quick. E4, E3.
Yeah, working around.
So Fwib is close to finally making a threat here. Just if he can get F3, that at least gives him the chance to sort of force a move. One thing I've been noticing, though, Nohat seems to be very good at seeing that coming and putting himself in a position where the forced move is the move he wants to make anyway.
Yes, definitely.
like they're right there. So we got F3, and Nohat's like, okay, great, it's time to move my cap down, and now he's not quite making a threat, but he's got a very good chance for a connection to both the left and the bottom.
Right. He's got good board control right now, I'd
Yeah.
say. B2, so that is attack threat.
Yes, because of that hard cap, he can jump 2 squares down. It could just, like, E4 down seems like it'd be... Oh, no, he instead D2 left.
And that D2 to the left still gives NoHat good board control. He's got, north, south, and east, west kind of starting up here.
Yeah.
And then that capture was also towards his capstone, so he can easily. It's not as much of a liability if you can capture to an adjacent square to your capstone.
Yeah, good point, good point. All right, D2, Fwib fills in the empty square.
I was kind of expecting that to be a wall there, because with the hard cap, it almost wouldn't matter if that were a wall, and then you could capture C2 without worry of a crush, because that capstone would have been pinned.
Gotcha, yeah. C4 from Fwib. Okay. I was noticing, so Nohat does have just a slight lead at this point of pieces played onto the board, but Fwib's actually doing a pretty good job. He's kind of bringing that back. Only about 2 stone difference, what I see. C5 from NoHat. Again, looking to make this kind of horizontal threat, which is kind of all all over the place. But he does have enough pieces that his capstone can be thrown all the way to C6 if that would complete a road.
Now, if NoHat gets C6 next turn, that's not quite Tenyu, but it's close. That's an east, west, and north-south threat.
B6 is fairly interesting looking to me. If NoHat could kind of prep that with like an E5 up, then B6 I think becomes a pretty big threat.
And I think that's what fwww is looking at right now is going to be. He sees this north, south, east, west. You know, it's not tack, but it's getting pretty hairy.
Yeah.
So now he's got to decide which way he's going to take this.
Yeah, it's basically, it looks like two moves out from causing him some real pain.
Now, I mean, we could see something crazy like D4 down, going from all the way down to D2 and making a threat that way just to break things up a little bit.
Possibly.
But
I don't know if that's like a multi-pronged enough of an attack, though, that I think NoHat could respond
just by C3 over to the right.
C3 to the right, exactly what I was thinking. That capstone just kind of plugs it up. fwww could force a few moves just by laying flats like E2, F2, etc., but I don't think it doesn't really seem like a long-term problem for NoHat.
And now fwww, that B1 standing stone there.
Yeah.
And this is that double threat here. Let's make sure that fwww gets it, and he doesn't.
Does not. All right,
Ooh.
Good game. Very dominant from NoHat. That one.
Yeah, that was quick. A lot quicker than I thought it would be.
That was. I was expecting this to be a long thinker. All right, so I'm almost certain the players are going to want at least a few-minute intermission, so we'll go ahead and take a quick intermission there. I'm going to just do a quick count-up, kind of score this game in case the tie-breaks do come into it. But that was an incredibly fast game. I think that lasted about 11 or 12 minutes. That was so fast. All right, so thanks everybody for watching. Stick around. We'll have game 2 coming up real shortly, but we're going to, as I said, run to a quick intermission. everyone, welcome back. Looks like players have set up game 2, so they should be about ready to begin. Before we let them start, I want to make sure I don't neglect to mention a big thank you to our sponsors who you would have seen during that intermission, the carousel of Wormwood Gaming and the beautiful Purple Heart tack box that they provided as their first place prize. And of course, also to Andrew Cookson, who provided the leather sets, which you might have seen there, which are going as the second and third place prizes. So thank you to both of them, and Wormwood especially. They've been a fantastic help and a sponsor of ours since the very beginning of the association. All right, Bill, any last thoughts about Game 1 before we get the players started on 2?
Just that, I mean, things like this are easy to see from our perspective, sitting here in our cushy chairs, not not in the heat of the moment. But those threats like that can easily be missed when the stress of the tournament kind of gets to you.
Absolutely. No, it's the benefit of any time you're watching a game, you feel so much more mentally relaxed, and you can see so many different directions. When you're playing and having to actually come up with the plan, it definitely it definitely is more taxing. All right, looks like we are off.
Yes. And did you mention the tiebreaker points or anything like that?
No, I did not mention tiebreaker points. We will go over that if it comes down to it. But
Okay.
it's if it's not a necessary discussion, we don't even need to worry about it. But we'll see where we go. So fwwwwwibib is getting to play white this game, and we do see adjacent corners once again and a split of the middle. But then fwwwwwibib throws us off a little bit here with a C2.
And that move there was a little bit reminiscent of a Sultan game during this tournament earlier, where he started to split the middle, but then kind of edged back towards his initial stone.
Yeah, Sultan, I believe he usually would favor something like B2, if I recall, is his typical. And
Right.
there we go. We see that he wants to be trying to utilize that initial stone. And very interesting on this one, I feel like Nohat taking kind of a mirror image of B5. And now we have both capstones out, ready to move into the center. E3 from Nohat.
Yeah. And if I were white, I would go ahead and move my capstone in the center, but for fear of it just kind of getting left out as more flats get on the board.
Yeah, this seems like it would be an okay time.
Yeah. But fwwwwwibib might be trying to force Nohat into the first capture.
Possibly, and in general, I've always personally thought that was kind of a good rule. If you're getting first move, you're utilizing that advantage by forcing the other player to make the first capture. But I have seen several games in this finals bracket where white has voluntarily made the first capture, often even onto their own piece to establish a hard cap, and that has really come out to become a powerful tool in the game.
And here we see that A4. I like that, setting up a north, south, and east, west here. And I would expect the cap to come down now from C5.
Yeah, this looks like he's got to do that, or he's going to be kind of fighting the attack threats from one move away. So Nohat, like the first game, Nohat was fairly direct in making his first attack threat, and in this game as well, it's not quite as direct. And there, yeah, fwwwwwibib does kind of neutralize that, but he does have these sets of stones going horizontally across that he could connect fairly quickly.
And then I'd expect to fill in at maybe D5 here.
D5, not C5?
Yep.
All right, D5. There you go. You called it. I suppose that is definitely, I see now, that is definitely more of a multi-directional placement. It's not, instead of focusing just vertically, it gives the option of kind of getting a horizontal threat as well. All right, and this is attack threat from Nohat.
And a wall.
Yep.
Yes, there's the wall. Yep.
Perfect. D3. That looks This is looking really solid for fwib, I have to say.
Nohat still has a lot of defenders on these
He
roads,
does.
but yeah, it's oh.
Oh, and he responds with a wall. All right, looks like this is already. I believe this is more walls than we saw in the first game already. And C5. All right.
And then
F4
stealing that square from white there. And now fwib can try and work around that wall by going. I mean, D6 is still multi-directional, but probably easily countered by just a flat at E6, shutting it down that direction. So I'm not sure where he's going to go with this one.
Oh, he goes F5. I mean, that's working on that horizontal direction. Sort of a semi-pin on that wall.
Right, but to make attack threat, he'd have to release that pin from that wall, I think.
Yeah. All right, A5 from Nohat. He is well prepared to cut off that horizontal threat. The A and B4 here are well covered.
I think, if anything, this is going to have to turn into a multi-road or a multi-directional threat like it did in that first game.
Yeah.
Just a single road here, like you said, they're parallel. They're going to be easily shut down.
Okay, players playing really fast again. B1 from Nohat, D2 from fwib, and E2 from Nohat.
Yeah, this just boggles my mind at the speed which I play, which is pretty slow. So.
E1 from fwib.
Yeah,
these players.
D, yeah.
They're gaining time. Like in the first game,
yeah.
I don't think either of them was below 11 minutes when it ended.
I expect a D1 here.
You're thinking D1, huh? All right. Yep, you got it.
And maybe just a quick forced capture here with F2.
Yeah, certainly could throw that on there. If that is the move, I'm feeling like Nohat's gonna probably make the capture somewhere in the lower left area of the board here, because he's got at least a slight opportunity to kind of force a vertical threat through there. All right, there we go. Capstone down.
So finally, we're seeing a little more movement with these capstones, which were kind of locked there for a while.
Yeah.
And then just to fill in, just an inrush there.
Yep. All right, so fwib is hoping to pull out a road win on this one. Obviously. I'm trying to look. Let's see where can he set up. I mean, that C3 to the left does get him set up for something. So if he could get so like C6, it's gonna at least force some kind of reaction out of Nohat. Nohat plays C1. It's actually coming really close to a horizontal threat through sort of a circuitous route here.
Still a couple captures away from it though.
Yeah.
And then there's the D6, so that is a attack threat coming
D6,
down.
Yep. I preferred C6 on that for that one. I'm not sure. I think that wall on E5 is just able to hop over now. Oh, instead
Right.
he
And
captures.
that's attack threat as well. Little repost.
By Nohat?
Yes.
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right.
With D1 up.
Yes.
What options does fwib have to counter this? He's got D2 over.
D2 to the right, yeah.
Or C3 over is attack threat. As is
Correct, yeah.
B4 down. Okay, so
And
C3
C3
over.
over. That's
I
a
like.
good. I like that. Or
And now A3 down is another attack threat. So we've got
yeah,
that would make 4 in a row here.
yeah. That A3 down looks like a pretty good one.
And then also we're building some stacks with these moves too. These forced captures, which will hopefully become interesting here in another few moves.
Yep. All right. So
Now I like D3 over to the right here.
really, all right.
Get that wall out of the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, D3. I'm looking at the wrong D3 to the right. Oh yeah, just looking at the chat here. Salt and Pepper commented, says as soon as all of the successive attack threats end, he expects to see some more walls drop in, and I think that's definitely likely.
Yeah, try and free some of these prisoners and take back some board control.
Yeah. So fwib's taking his time thinking out this move.
Yeah.
Which is a good idea. Uh-oh. Got a
Yep.
disconnect message from fwib. Hopefully it's just a momentary hiccup.
Yeah. I guess he does also have D2 to the right.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think we're waiting on fwib to reconnect. Hopefully he's not had a connection issue there.
I don't see anything on the Discord.
Yeah. Okay, there it looks like it says he's reconnected. Okay, excellent.
Okay. Yeah, it would be really sad to see something end like that.
Oh, I would hate that. Yeah. the fast game, that's great, but yeah, we don't need to.
Yeah.
Don't need to have a disconnect ending. That's a shame. All right, so
Now I'm looking here at D2 and E3, D2 and D3, but there is also the A1 square that come over. I just kind of dismiss that a little bit because it's not as beneficial.
yeah, I mean, I would
A1 up.
yeah, A1 up, and I don't see why Nohat might just not do B2 to the left in that case. So, all right, so fwib does opt for D3 to the right to move his wall over.
And now I expect F1.
Yep, that's
Just go ahead and just keep pushing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until you can't push anymore.
So yeah, I'm not sure what happened with fwib there, if he had any kind of internet issue or whatnot, but so he is down to 9 minutes now, and Nohat's just under 12. So not a problem for either player, but oh, and we were wrong. E6.
Okay, that
from Nohat.
Did not see that one.
And D3. So I don't see what that does other than just kind of block fwib.
Right. It doesn't offer any kind of tech threat in his area
Yeah.
of control. Yeah, I really liked F1 better there.
Well, he's got another opportunity to play it, but maybe he just thinks that it's too superficial of a threat to worry about, or maybe he's saving it for when there will be, it can be used to help with some kind of multi-pronged road.
Yeah, I guess I did notice that in the last game. I'd said that C6 square for the threat, a few turns earlier, and maybe he thought it was too obvious to play it then.
Yeah.
And so then he waited for a few more things on the board and played it. So if that's what he did, then that was an excellent an excellent play. Okay, and we've got some continue threats coming here with white, if depending on what black does here, because we have almost a north-south road and we have almost an east-west.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We got D1 up, and that is another threat from Nohat. F3 down would make. What do you think? Just that wall on E3 down? Just keep that wall right in the middle of that threat?
That wall down.
That doesn't stop him from making
Is
another threat, though. I just see that.
it right?
So
I was looking to see if
E3
it would
now is
stop.
another threat.
So Nohat cannot crush that wall because he would lose the game. I was counting, I think, correctly. Yeah, if he crushes that wall on E2, then that stack spread can go all the way over to A2.
Oh, sure. Yeah, for sure. No, I would not be
So,
worried
and I'm
about him
sure
to.
Fwib was, yeah, I'm sure Fwib was calculating that too, whether he'd be safe making that move. And
Yeah.
another attack threat here.
E3, so attack threat D4 down.
And again, he could capture with that wall and actually capture a prisoner if he went over to D2.
Yep, very true.
Liberate that. And he'd be safe from that capstone doing that.
Yep. But then also Nohat just can play on C3, and it's still a threat.
Yeah.
Actually, C3 is a likely next play for Nohat, regardless here, it looks like.
And I would guess right now that Fwib is not only looking at what he can do to stop this, but also what he can do to set himself up for a tenue with this north, south, east, west that he has going on.
Yeah.
And so I like E2 over to the left, capture that stack.
Yep. He agrees.
Because he does have options, even if Nohat does C3 here, he does have options of
Sure.
countering that.
Certainly.
I was just doing a flat count.
Oh, what'd you
here.
got?
4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 to 11, so pretty even here, it looks like.
Okay, so 12 for Fwib.
Yes.
All right, Nohat taking his time to think this one out. I mean, C3, that's hopefully mostly obvious that it is a threat. It's not, it's blockable. I'm wondering E2 kind of just pin that wall. Not a great pin though.
Or maybe even some move the cap stack self-capture on b2 and threaten to cut off both those roads because they kind of hinge around.
Yeah.
Or build his own threat up that way.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, if he captures over to b2.
Not good for flat count, but could
No.
be good for defense.
No, but he could then use that to kind of swing the flat count with if he spread upward, ending his cap on
Right.
b4. And that would also give that whole left side of the board a lot of cover from fwww's capstone that it would not be able to get around to block that off real hard. Would not quite be a threat, though. Nohat now taking quite a bit of time to consider this one. And he goes with a wall on c3.
And if that c3 wall captures b3, then he no longer has white no longer has an anti-crush pin on that d2.
Right. It's very true.
I'm thinking e2. Just a flat on e2.
On e2 flat from fwww here, huh? So, I mean, this is the first time it looks like Nohat has not been in a position to very quickly make a threat.
It is, but that c3, I mean, I wonder if all that time he spent thinking about this move wasn't what square to go on, but whether or not to do a flat or a wall on c3.
Very possible. That's
because, like you said, c3 was a pretty obvious choice, but
yeah. But what to do with it?
all right, so
Okay,
that's
b3
attack threat.
up. Yes, attack threat. Attack threat from fwww going straight across. He just needs to capture down.
Not a super strong one, but
nope.
But that wall is pinned from
right.
coming down. The flats are not, though.
Yeah, it's e3 up, f4 left.
a5 down is not a bad.
Yeah, the other end over there. We commented earlier that he's got plenty of exposure on that left end of the road.
Yeah, because if he does a5 down, well, no. Okay, he sticks with that. All right, and then just d3 here.
Just a flat on d3, which is your pick, huh?
That's what I think.
I don't know what do we got here?
Okay,
e2.
I was thinking d3 and then e2. Maybe he's working at it backwards to make a threat with that.
All right, and that wall move you were wondering about for Nohat there, c3 left. He's going to be ready to shut down that side.
But also, if fwww plays d3, that wall hops over.
Yeah, that wall can come
and
all the way
stops
back.
that threat. Okay, so he just opens it up that
Yeah,
way.
it just uncovers. And, you know, you were pointing out that that wall move frees up the capstone of NoHat's to crush that wall, so he frees up that D2 and gets the wall out of the range of that crush. So, and then he just plays a wall right into there.
One from C4 over is a possibility here.
Over meaning to the right. I assume your board is oriented with A1 at the bottom left. Bill, I still got you there? May have lost him. I am not seeing Bill speaking at the moment. Okay, so he goes with Flip goes with E3, and I think the move that Bill had been referencing was the capstone for Fwib would be just the capstone itself over onto D4, threatening a crush on here. Now that would actually be, if it's still available, next move might still be viable. All right, I don't know. I'm not sure what happens. Might have lost Bill as my co-commentator here, but we shall continue on. So, NoHat's turn. Players have burned quite a bit of time. Fwib's down to just about 5 minutes, and NoHat is just coming down to about 7 minutes. Okay, F3 to the left. All right, covered that up.
Okay.
Oh, there was something quick I heard from Bill. Not sure. All right, but we gotta stay focused on the game here. Players are they're getting down a little ways here on stones left to play. Looks like Fwib's got about 11 left there, and 3, 6. Looks like 9. Oh, sorry, 9 left for Fwib and 11 left for NohatCoder. I got those reversed. Okay, and a standing stone on F3 for Fwib. Very quick response, C3 flat from Nohat. Players, we're definitely coming into a fight over this region here. Now I'm wondering... okay, I'm looking in chat here. Sultan Pepper. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure what move he was looking at. So I'm thinking, okay, so this is still, Fwib decides to bring his wall in. He's going to try to free up these captives. He's got an opportunity there to try to make something happen. We might be seeing Nohat bring his wall at the top here, e5 to the left. Doesn't completely stop everything because Fwib can connect up through c6 here if he wants to. So Nohat, what is Nohat going to think about doing here? Oh, and then we got to move C6. All right, so Nohat actually fills that in. I wonder if he is trying to make sure he can block off this top end of the road. Oh, looks like Bill's trying to get back on. I just got to pull him into the stream chat. Give me 1 sec. Players are thinking here, and Fwib is down to 3 minutes. So he has got to be careful on that. He's got to be considering moving this wall from e3 upward. And he's surprisingly, that's pretty close, that he could actually be approaching maybe some kind of Tinue situation there. This wall at the top and these pieces available for capture are going to make that hard to finish, though. But at the bottom, this wall is pinned because of this threat, at least until anything else happens. And we do see that move, the wall capturing up from e3 upward for Fwib. So this is a threat from him, jumping this stack off to the right. We'll see which way Nohat decides to stop that. Oh, he brings his wall upward. And this, I think we'll probably see a d3 from Fwib here, because he would love to just crush that. But if he does that now, he's still 1 move away, and there is a threat, if he leaves that stone behind, that Nohat can capture for the wall. All right, and then we do see that d3 from Fwib. So that is a threat from him now, coming up this direction with the crush. All right, Bill, are you back with us? Try that again. Bill, you back with us?
I might be. Can you hear me now?
There we go. Fantastic. We got you back. All right.
Yeah, Discord booted me out for some reason.
Wow, okay. Well, we're back now. Game has developed sort of interestingly here. So Nohat ended up with 2d4, so he brought his wall, oops, we're moving the board instead of drawing on it. Well, he brought his wall back down to block off this threat. Fwib is really hurting on time at this point, 1.5 minutes. I I hadn't mentioned specifically the time controls for those watching. Players each started the game with 10 minutes, and they gain 20 seconds for each move they make.
So here we are trying to figure out a way, I guess, out of this. Or a way to force a win here.
Yep, a little bit. Really from either player to get a road built, or really just okay, that's
Unusual.
That's unusual, and that's where we're getting down here to the forcing of a win of some kind. So the move. Let me get my notation updated there. So 2 from C4 went down with the capstone there. That is only just threatening to crush that wall.
Threatening to crush the wall. Nohat could do C6 down to... How many stones are busy on here? Nope. Only 2 stones. So he may have to move that wall if he wants to save it.
Yeah, that's... I think that's a pretty good move from fwwwwwibib there. Definitely going to force Nohat to think a good bit.
And give him a little thinking room as well.
Yeah, he could use the opponent's clock time for sure.
Now, something that does open up. Okay, I was about to say that. Now E4 can cover 2 flats going over to the left. I was gonna advise against that. Is that we're getting down to where with this many walls on the board, a flat move like that could really turn the game.
Definitely, yep. That would certainly be a good move, like flats wise, and would make a threat.
Interesting that Nohat wasn't concerned about the wall crush.
Well, with that move,
never mind.
It takes away the wall crush. Okay. Yeah. Fwwwwwib can no longer leave these pieces behind. This B5 to the right is back in play. So, all right, and
so he does hop over 1.
Interesting. He hops over 1. I'm wondering if he did that. He's looking to pin that wall on D3 into an awkward position. But that crush is still not available.
No. C5 down for white, followed by C3 over to the right, I think is Tenyu. So maybe he's looking at that.
Okay, so down and then the crush. C5 down and then the capstone crush to D3.
Then the crush, but that gives Nohat a turn to think about things. And respond to. And with 34 seconds, fwwwwwib doesn't have a whole lot to think about.
Nope. Yeah, this is the kind of the point where Nohat can make the less than optimal move if it's something that fwwwwwib wasn't expecting, just forcing fwwwwwib to take a little extra time to double check. Yeah, we are definitely, so we've got 5 walls out there plus the 2 capstones. So
we might see something like C4 over to the left, which would be attack threat.
Oh, the capstone goes back up. So yeah, we saw Nohat bring the wall up onto B4 instead.
Okay, am I still on?
Yep, you are still here. But that is that is attack threat also, by Fwib, with the capstone crushing his own wall on D4. All right, Nohat spots it, brings his wall E5 down. Fwib could just throw a flat onto E5 here. It's not exactly a threat. Yeah, there we go. Nohat, I mean, what do you think? Like A3 here? He could just be threatening to complete this vertical. I think almost anything that happens is going to result in some walls being played in one place or another. And the wall building has reached some pretty high proportions here. All right, so C3 from Nohat. I don't see that contributing to a whole lot. Just continuing the pin on that capstone, preventing any thoughts of crushing things, it looks like. It appears I may have lost Bill yet again, but we'll just continue on here. Game does seem we're coming very close to the end. So B6 from Fwib. So he is working on this horizontal thread across the top. And there we do see A3 from Nohat. So he has got a slight chance at trying something. Just has to cover up this A4 square. All right, and capstone back down for Fwib there. Let me see if I can get Bill back in. Oh, Bill, have I got you back again there?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're having a little bit of jumping in and out trouble here. All right, so C4 from Nohat. He filled in that space. All right.
Okay. Oh, 10 seconds.
Right. Yeah. Fwib's hurting here. He's got to play something.
Even if it's not right, it's got to do something.
Yeah. All right.
He
did something. He went with the cap move. Jumped it over there. So you can see he got 20 seconds back. So he's up to 22. Barely enough to work with.
Okay. So flat cap. 13 for Fwib. 11 for... And it looks like everyone has exhausted their prisoners. We just have straight
and that's so C3. That's a threat from Nohat. Just has the capture up at the top, like he has the whole game. Fwib could quickly just move this stack on D4 to the left,
or D6 over.
Okay, he goes with the wall. I like the wall because it just kind of builds this wall structure all the way across the board. Not letting that road happen.
Next white move, I like B6 down.
B6 down, yeah. Maybe that's working on that horizontal threat. It still doesn't feel like... It doesn't really feel like it's going to go anywhere. Despite that, there's just... C6, E6. Got a wall on E4 that can come up. At this point, even the wall on b4 can also go up. So, yeah, I think so. NoHat just plays a flat onto d4. I think at this point he is probably just kind of going for flat count. And players are getting real low, so NoHat's only got 3 flat stones left. Fwib's only got 5 seconds left. And he makes a play.
Oh, and he does crush
He does the crush. He makes the crush.
Okay.
So he has got a threat now. Just got to hop the capstone up. So, as I was pointing out, however, though, there's just quite a few options for NoHat to block anywhere along that whole road. And he opts the a3 up. So making a threat of his own here.
We could see b6 to the left.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was gonna just probably allow more flats. So wall on a3, pretty safe.
And then threatening that a3 capture up, which is a good flat swing, a3 up, and then covering a5, a6.
Yeah, that would be helpful for sure.
He can also make a threat by moving his stack on c4 down. That's threatening a wall crush across the board. But
yes, good point.
I guess it's NoHat's turn. What is he?
For NoHat's turn,
road options are pretty limited here. He could just try and flat out.
Yeah, he flatting out I think is the safe move. Before that wall on a3, I was curious as to what something like d3 up would have looked like, basically allowing that big stack that was just freed to spread across the board.
Right. I think retaliation from that is going to be that cap stack moving down, covering both b3 and b2.
Very, very well could be, yeah.
But it is a sneaky threat. I mean, especially with 20 seconds on your opponent's clock.
Yeah, now NoHat, though, he is down to just over a minute. We are really getting down to a time crunch here in the second game. So, I mean, safe-wise, all right, so we got f3. Just does a flat. Just does a flat. Okay. All right, so that's fine. I was looking at f6, just kind of give him one more piece along that 5th rank road.
Yeah.
All right, b6 down.
So now I like a3 up. What do you do? Down, which is a threat that has to be responded.
Yep. Yeah, a3 up would handle it for the moment. Nope, he goes to e4 up.
21 seconds. What do you do?
Yep. I was just gonna say c4 down. Get that whole stack out of the way. Actually, he shouldn't have gotten the whole stack. He should have left one.
This is attack threat.
Yep.
I believe.
It is, yeah. So he's got the top and the bottom of the road. This capstone can hop all the way. Well, not all the way to f4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. And go there. Fill in this whole road here.
It's a nice attack threat too. I like that one.
Yeah, like I was saying, I would have left one black flat, I think, on c4 just to prevent the wall from appearing. But it didn't even. Instead, we've got d3 to the right.
I would go ahead and spread the cap stack down. I think roads are almost out of the question now. So go ahead. I mean, you could force another attack threat with d3, which he does.
Yep. Yeah. So he goes with d3. No, I like your thought there. So you're talking about the cap leaving one on b4, covering b3, and leaving the capstone on b2. That's a pretty good threat.
It's a threat. It's a flat count move.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a definitely good flat count move as well. The threat, of course, is still weak to a4 and 5 capturing over after that move. But so d3 was the move, however, played by Fwib, and NoHat responded, bringing his wall downward, and now just he's got this bottom of the board connection pretty blocked off.
And at this point, NoHat has 2 flats left, so he can end the game quicker than Fwib just by a turn. So he's, I guess, more in control of the game right now.
Yeah. Okay, so
he's
Fwib
going for the
A3
flat count
up.
So now we can spread over 5 and 6. That one mentioned earlier.
Yep, good move there. He can do that, and then he can do that capstone move down. He's not gonna be able to do both if NoHat decides to just lay flats, though. So where are we at flat count wise? So for Fwib, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For NoHat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now with the equal number of moves. So NoHat is, what did I say, 10 and 12? NoHat's up by 2.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Oh, and then he does
the
cap spread. Yeah, that was a good move. So
and now NoHat decides if he's going to flat out or try and defend against this. That wall on e5 will reach to block this if necessary.
Yes, it just would. A5 over first, though. And yeah, I think that's
about it.
It's about it. I mean, yeah, Fwib, he can recapture, but that just allows walls to start getting played in. Or not anything that NoHat plays isn't at the end of the game. Anything other than a move.
If he doesn't recapture that, then next NoHat can spread that over b4 and b.
Yep.
And Fwib won't have enough adequately. Okay, well.
Okay.
Maybe he's expecting NoHat to flat out here.
Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoops.
And he does the spread.
He does the spread. Yep. 2,
so that's what I was worried about there.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Now we're down to
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. NoHat's up by 1 flat. And the game is a draw. Wow. Okay, so NoHat had that. That one was calculated out. Okay, and wow. So what a second game. That was down to the wire. Both players below 30 seconds on the clock. And so since the match was a victory for NoHat in the first game and a draw in the second game, that does give the match to NohatCoder. So I just a huge congratulations to NoHat for taking first place in the 2018 USTA Open. He will be very happy, I'm sure, to be receiving the Wormwood Purple Heart box set. Let me go ahead and bring up some of that imagery, the sponsor information there. And so thank you, of course, to Wormwood Gaming for their support. Thank you to Andrew Cookson for supplying the second and third place prizes. And thank you to everyone who played. You were fantastic. Everyone made an excellent effort, and everyone was extremely cooperative this entire season in making these tournaments happen. And of course, thank you, lastly, to everyone in the community and everyone who came and watched these streams, watched these fantastic games. There would be no reason to be doing any of this if people were not excited and interested in where the world of TAC is going. And of course, Bill, thanks for joining me here for commentary on this last match. I'm sorry we had a little bit of a technical hiccup here and there, but it was still great to have you along, point things out for me.
Yeah, it was a blast. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, anytime. And so I hope everyone will stay tuned. Definitely, if you're interested in TAC or the US TAC Association, check us out. We're online. You can find us ustac.org. We've got more stuff coming up this year. If you're a member of the association, there'll be a lot more news for you. And we're also excited about what's going to be coming later this year and into the next year. We're going to have a lot of opportunities for more events. The very next one, which I want to make sure to mention, is PAX Unplugged out in Philadelphia. It's coming up just at the end of November here. So if you are interested, we are going to be there. We have numerous people from the US TAC Association. We will be having just a small tournament there on the Saturday of PAX Unplugged. Let me pull up my calendar. I believe that will be December 1st in Philadelphia at PAX Unplugged. So if you're interested, check out the US TAC website. Again, that's ustac.org, or check out the PAX Unplugged website. You'll be information there about how you can sign up and participate. There will be a few prizes given away also, so you don't want to miss out. And with that, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone in the community, everyone who watched, all of our sponsors, all of our players. It's been a great year for TAC. We're looking forward to more, and I will see you at the next event.